Living in Korea, I can say that it's an experience that's never boring. Like every day is an adventure. Like every day something will happen to you in Korea, or five things that will just kind of blow your mind. Like a quick example, I was walking down a street in just a Korean town, and I look on the sidewalk, and there was a dead bird. It was a blue and white flycatcher, so a beautiful little migrating bird. It obviously had hit a window in the night when it was migrating. Very sad. I talk about that in a few of the stories. So I sort of bent down to look at it, and I was just kind of soaking in some details about, how old it was or this and that. And then this old Korean guy kind of came up to me, just sat next to me, looked down at it with me, and then he just bent down, he picked it up, put it in his pocket, and just walked away, without a word or a wink or anything. So as I was walking home, I was just wondering to myself, like, why did he do that? And I was coming up with all these ideas of why would he have done that, and that actually became the first story in the collection, The Birdman of Boxtown, was just me walking home wondering, like, why did he do that? But kind of weird things like that kind of happen almost every day in Korea. So it's another idea-rich environment for me. Observe, if you will, a writer with a miniature spectral Rod Serling standing on his shoulder, chain-smoking, and putting the emphasis on all the wrong syllables. No, I'm a big Rod Serling fan. I grew up watching The Twilight Zone and X-Files, and to me, both of those, and kind of, just reading short story collections, it's something I love. It's a compact, bizarre, one-off, not throwaway, but they have maybe a clever twist ending, and they might leave you thinking, or they might just be kind of like junk food, but they're all just these funny little ideas. And I came up with the phrase kind of X-Files bird watching or Twilight Zone bird watching, just because I started writing all these stories about birding that involve supernatural stuff, and then I realized I'd come to a critical mass where I'm like, geez, I have written 7 or 8 or 9 of these, and I might have created a new subgenre or something. So I'm trying to explain to people what this, self-made subgenre is. So I was just telling people, Twilight Zone birdwatching, X-Files birdwatching.
Dark Flock isn't your average novel. It's a curated collection of freaky, feathered fiction. From post-apocalyptic birding expeditions to eerie encounters with surreal avian forces, each story in this collection will leave you questioning reality.
For me, birding or bird watching, whichever one you prefer, is often a very kind of a solitary pursuit. So I'll find myself alone in the forest or the fields or whatever, and so I have a lot of time, just you and the birds, and you're obviously not talking to anyone, so I have a lot of time alone with my thoughts, and that's kind of a perfect recipe for me to come up with ideas. And then obviously a lot of little things that happen when I'm birding are also catalysts for ideas. So it's kind of like some people get ideas in the shower or wherever. I think it's just that kind of like for me, it's like a quiet place often where I can catch up with some ideas, and like that's where they come to me.
Join characters as they navigate through twisted narratives set in Denmark, Korea, and beyond, where the line between the natural and the supernatural blurs.
I've worked with publishers and agents and editors that live somewhere else, and that works. That can work, but at times there is like a detachment, and I was kind of, when I was looking around for a publisher for this collection, I started local. I'm all about, buy local, do everything local, buy your vegetables from somewhere 50 kilometers away instead of from South America. It just makes sense. And I was just kind of looking around, and I got really lucky and found Stygian. Everyone seems really passionate and into it, and that's not always the case in the industry. Sometimes people are, I don't know what the word is, not over it, but yeah, no, it's been really good, and it's been good to have a team, around me, and I've never really had that, so it's It's been good to bounce ideas around, and it's like jazz. You know, you're real time bouncing ideas around, and new ideas get made, and better ideas, and it's been awesome.
With a blend of mystery, dystopia, and paranormal, Dark Flock promises to captivate readers with its unique concepts in Matt Pohl's world of Twilight Zone Birding.
Every single reader is going to take something different away. It's a broad stroke, I guess. You know, reading for me is I get to not think about real life for 30 minutes, and that's it. You know, like if readers will be able to just be distracted for a little bit out of their day and not think about what's on the news or, you know, the sky is falling, then that's cool. I mean, that's what reading is to me. I think it's probably different for everyone, but again, whatever someone takes out of every story, that's not up for me to tell anyone. So I'm more interested in hearing from people what they got out of it, and hopefully they were mildly entertained for a short amount of time before they had to go back to real life.